Good afternoon, all of you. Today we have with us Professor Kiran Talele from Mumbai. I will just give you a brief introduction. Professor Kiran Talele is an associate professor in electronics engineering in Sardar Patel Institute of Technology, Mumbai. Sir has more than 30 years of experience in academics. Sir is heading academic relations at Sardar Patel Technology Business Incubator. Sir work as in charge of innovation and entrepreneurship development center, which is supported by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. He also looking after IPR cell of Sardar Patel Institute of Technology, Mumbai. Sir has area of research in digital signal processing, image processing, computer vision, machine learning, and multimedia system designs. Sir has published more than 60 papers in various national, international conferences and journals. Sir has filed 15 patents at Indian Patent Office. Also, Sir is a treasurer of IEEE Mumbai section and NEN certified mentor for setting up a startup venture. So today we have us, this is an eminent personality which guides us on startup ventures and incubation support. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of my team ADCET, and I request Vikram Patil, sir, to say a few words.
I think we'll listen to Professor Kiran Talil first, and then we will have the discussion. I am expecting faculty members to have good interactions with Professor Talil.
Okay.
So, over to Professor Talil.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And I'm happy to address your team and would like to visit you personally, physically, while the things are normalized. Okay, to start with, my screen is already shared. I just want to know, do you know what I'm going to talk today? I'm going to talk on startup venture and incubation support for academicians in the academic campus. So especially for the academicians and to develop this incubation culture and to entrepreneur culture in the academic institute. So very happy to share my experience and my work that I done in Sardar Patel Institute of Technology. Startup venture. So I'm going to talk to you so many things in 1 hour of topic. After that, we'll have discussion on how this academic institute can become an entrepreneurial academic institute. So we'll talk about the technology towards entrepreneurship, how to get an idea, what is the difference between invention and innovation, incubation, and intellectual property rights. Most importantly, how to make this invention from laboratory to innovation to the market. In short, how to convert this project to product and how to bring this idea from mind to market. So this everything we call it technology entrepreneurship. I know that 50% of the audience will not be interested for entrepreneurship. And 50% are interested, but they don't want to do anything. They want others to do everything. So this 50% wants others to do everything, and 50% don't want to do anything. This is very hybrid culture observed in academic institute. And this is what I'm sandwiched in between. One side of me, people are interested, they just support. Other side, people just say, you do it, we are there with you. Nevertheless, as a faculty member, as a teacher, as a mentor, as a guide, what are the different roles that we have to play for technology entrepreneurship? We have been talking about technology. We have to talk about entrepreneurship now. Because when we talk about technology, our technology is always has some application. We talk about the technology, that means invention. And when we say about entrepreneurship, we talk about innovation. Invention happens in the laboratory. Invention happens in the research point of view, and innovation, that is for entrepreneurship point of view, that is totally commercial angle. That is providing the solution to someone, solving the problem of someone, developing something useful for others, bringing their product to the market, giving it to someone who can bring it to the market. All these aspects come under technology entrepreneurship side. We have been talking over the years and years and years on technology side. Now we need to think towards entrepreneurship. So changing this invention towards innovation. Research and development, we talk about research and development. Research happens in the laboratory. Development, okay, developments, we actually convert this research to a meaningful application. The outcome of the research is to publish the paper. And when the paper is published, we think that we achieved the target. Development side, the outcome is always a product. The invention outcome is always product. The product, definitely, we need to claim that it is developed by you. It is your invention. It is your idea. It is developed by you. So you need to protect it. To protect it, you need to register it. To register it, you have to go to the patent office and create the patent office. That is called intellectual property right. So once you patent your idea, once you publish your idea in the research paper, no other person can copy it or duplicate it unless they pay for it. Like that, once the patent is filed, patent is registered, definitely it is your ownership and nobody can copy it, nobody can use it, nobody can make use of it for any other purpose or without your permission, without paying for that. So we talk about the technology entrepreneurship, technology towards research, technology towards invention, entrepreneurship towards innovation, and technology commercialization. I repeat this again, even if you're not interested to make a business, no problem, but you cannot say that you're not interested to develop the application which is not useful for others. So thinking entrepreneurial in a minds in the academic campus is the need of time. Whether you are interested or not interested, you have to show that your research has some meaningful application. Your research can be taken to the market. Your research that is done by the student has some value added to it. It is not only to publish the paper, but to bring the product in the market. If you cannot bring the product to the market, you can at least file the patent and you can claim that, yes, you have a marketable technology named by you, developed by you, which is solely your ownership. Even if you achieve that, it's a great, great, great achievement. Everybody is not born here to do the business, but everybody has got an idea, a brain, this part of the body, which is God-gifted part, from where we get multiple ideas. This idea, we always pass it to the students and we ask them to develop some prototype on it. This prototype, we have published the paper. Henceforth, we should think of publishing patent. Now, how to get an idea? So if you sit together, if you look at what is happening around you, I'm very sure you have done great work so far. I'm very sure you must be having so many great ideas. I'm very sure you must be having some examples where you have implemented good ideas at your campus. Now the part is, are they really commercialized? Out of them, how many have gone to the market? Do you require any additional support to bring it to the market? Is very important. Is money important part? Is it something because of money that you cannot do? All these aspects we are going to discuss today. Make sure that I clear all these doubts. Make sure that I highlight this part. So question is, how to bring this idea which is developed in the laboratory to the market? That is the main concern. I'll show you some sample examples developed by our college students in our guidance. This video has got some problems. I'll have to load it externally. Few sample examples I just want to show you. Couple of examples.
An average metropolitan housing society is 30 to 35 meters high.
Before that, you must have seen multi-story building in Bombay or metro cities, other cities. You must have seen that, and you all are aware that there is a water tank on the top of the floor, top on the terrace, and the water freely goes in everybody's house. This idea came in mind of few students from my college. This was totally students' idea, but just see how they converted this idea to a marketable venture.
About 10,000 liters of water is pumped up from ground level to overhead tank. Considerably high amount of electricity is consumed for this purpose. With the increase in height of buildings, power consumed for pumping is increasing rapidly. Pico hydropower system can be used to regain this energy. Water coming down from overhead tank falls on the turbine. The turbine starts rotating with very high speed. This rotating turbine is used to drive a generator. This is the prototype of our system.
Simple idea where the flow of water is converted to an electricity. That's all. This was the project done by the students. It was funded project, but what happened after that? Most importantly, so they filed a patent on it. The patent is published. Patent will be granted very soon, and now we are thinking to commercialize this. As the students are not there, either we'll have to convert it to the commercial venture, or either we'll have to find out who can convert this into the product. So there are many agent or consultant available in the market. They take the idea from the academic institute, they connect it to the industry, and they give the supporters for technology commercialization. Now, one more example I want to show you.
Driver Fatigue Detection Fund of Science and Technology, New Delhi, detects the fatigue in the driver. The project is developed with Intel OpenCV platform as well. There are two ways.
Here there's a camera. The camera is capturing the image of the driver. There's a line of sight. And there is a small hardware. That hardware take the image, process the image, and give the alarming signal whenever abnormalities happen.
To detect fatigue. Number one, through eyes. That is whether the eyes are opened or closed. And number two, through mouth. That is yawning. The fatigue detector gets initialized when the car is started. The camera captures images per second and processing is done to find the absence or presence of fatigue. As you can see, the driver is currently attentive while driving, so no indication of fatigue is given. The buzzer was played to alert the driver and wake him up since his eyes were shut. Since the driver yawned, the buzzer indicated him about his fatigue. The software also provides a facility to check the driver's attention.
This is also patented. So whenever we do, what is our role as a guide, as a mentor, as a teacher? We always try to bring an invention in the students' projects. So when you guide the projects, the first thing that we should do is we should ask the students not only to refer the paper, but also to refer the patents. Patents are freely available online. If you just if you type Google patent, you'll get a list of so many patents. You have to enter the appropriate keyword, and you should ask the students to download the patent. So normally what we do in our college, that we ask the student to download the patent, we ask the student to download the paper, and whatever the idea that they have it has to be supported by something that is already published, it is supported by already patented, or the information that is available on the website. Because we strongly believe that instead of doing everything 100% new, it is better to add something to the existing product. Addition to the existing product, addition to the existing research, addition to the existing model is called innovation. So little part addition is the invention. That little addition can also be considered as a new invention for patenting. So the patent invention can be in the design, invention can be in experimentation, invention can be in validation. So we need to encourage the students to develop something which has not done with something. So, but it's an addition of whatever has been done. So nothing wrong if somebody that has done the project in other institutes and they have some new idea to implement it, if they have something new methodology to increase it, if they have to increase the scope of the project or to make it in a better way. I don't believe that's the cheapest model or costly model, because students don't know the concept of product design, they don't know the concept of taxes, they don't know the concept of manpower, man-hour calculation, and they don't know the concept of profit and loss. So they always consider that their services are free of charge and everything is available free, electricity is available free, room is available free, and they calculate the product and they say that our product is very, very cheap. So don't bother about the cheap, expensive. What is important is the technology point of view. Whether the technology is giving the better solution or not, the technology is giving increased solution or not, scope is increased or not, the new methodology is adopted or not. So if these things happen, then we say that it is a totally innovative product. If it is innovative project, no problem. Even if it is not a product, no problem. Even if it is only the proof of concept, no problem. Even if it is only the prototype developed on the simulation software, no problem. But it has to be something confidently to say that yes, this part is developed by us and this was not done, published by anybody else. Not 100%. Even if it is a 10% new, it's a great idea. We don't expect 100% new from anybody. Impossible thing. We are not done in our life and we expect students to do it. We never have done anything new in our life and we expect that everything should be done by students. Just impossible. In fact, the same project I am running in my college from the last 5 years. Every year only same project. Because every year I am changing the algorithm. Every year I am changing the methodology. Every year I am asking them to do some modification. So they study the existing model. They study the existing papers and patent publish on that. And they come out with a new solution, better solution, or increased scope or new features are added into it. You take the example of mobile. You take the example of computer, laptop. All these devices are not developed in a short time. The development is happening from the last 100 of years. And every time new things are getting added. The same mobile device, new features are getting added, new operating system is coming, new technology is coming. So that new thing is called a modification, it's called an innovation. So we should not expect the students to do everything new. Only 10%. 10% modification is a great achievement. Now, after the project is developed, first step what we should insist to them is file the patent. If it is definitely patentable. So there are so many patentable subjects, that is a separate topic, whether to file the patentable or not. But if it falls within the patentable subject matter, then we should definitely encourage them to file the patent. The cost for filing patent in Mumbai is only 1800 rupees, 1750 rupees. That's all. Just by sending demand draft of 1750 rupees plus the document by post, you can get your patent published in 18 months of time. We don't require heavy amount. If your patent is published first and if you publish the research paper afterward, it is acceptable. But if you publish the research paper first and if you file the patent, then patent will get rejected. So patent first, always patent first. Not all the projects will be patented, but some of them can definitely be patented. Now, after this commercialization, after this patent is ready, the some student or you and your students, if they want to become entrepreneur, then that's a great thing. Not all at the start, but for some of them right now, in future, some of them can be done. I'll be sharing the story of the faculty members who have started this in our college and now they got funding, just little investment from their pocket, and now they got funding in their hand, funding given by the government of India, and now they are flourish. So that's story I'll share you out afterwards. The thinking has to be entrepreneur. Many people think that entrepreneurs are born and they are not made. Entrepreneurs are gamblers, totally wrong. Many times we think that people are doing business to cheat others. That is totally wrong. Business is the deal, game of deal. So it's a business of giving the services. People are ready to pay heavy money only when they know that what service they'll be getting. The cup of tea that average tea that you get it for 10 rupees, If you go to the 5-star hotel, the same tea will be available for 250 rupees. But people don't mind paying 250 rupees because the ambience that they get there. I remember very well, I was attending the session of Lodha, Mr. Lodha, who has started this building and construction in Bombay. When he came to Bombay, he was from Rajasthan. I forgot his first name. When he started his career in Bombay, he had nothing in his hand. He was poor man. He did not have good house. He did not have sufficient money to start a business, but he had courage to start a business. That's all. So he was sharing his story that he used to go once in a month to 5-star hotel just to drink a tea, cup of tea. He used to wear a good shirt and used to go to the 5-star hotel to just to drink cup of tea. Then the reason is that when you go there, you see the people around you. They are also like a different class of people. And when you go there, you pay 250 rupees from your pocket. So you definitely think that this 250 rupees should get recovered. So he told us that he was thinking something different, new ideas, because he has spent 250 rupees, he has to get that money recovered. So he used to sit for 3 hours just drinking one tea, paying. That time he was paying, that time the cost was 100 rupees. And he used to pay 100 rupees per tea and used to think some new ideas, new business ideas. And that time he used to get a new idea. He said, unless you go there, if you stand outside the college canteen, you will never get new idea. You have to go to the place where you get idea. The place to get a new business idea is the incubation place. The place to get a new research idea is the laboratory. When you go to the lab, when you are surrounded by the instrument, when you go to the library, you are surrounded by the books, you get an idea. You cannot get the same idea if you go to outside garden. In garden, you'll not get idea for research. You'll not get idea for new technology. So that environment has to be created. That facility has to be created. That ambience has to be created. Money is the key to entrepreneurial success. Okay, that we'll discuss little later. You have to be young to be an entrepreneur, not necessary. KFC was started late after retirement of this owner, and he started it late in his life. He was not a young man that time. You must have a degree in business to be an entrepreneur. Not at all. I can give n number of examples. Oyo, Ritesh Agrawal started at the age of 19. He was a young man, but he had no degree of business when he started it. There are so many examples. Without having business knowledge, you can start your business. You just need to think of giving some good service to others. Why everyone need to be an entrepreneur? This is a good question. When you are entrepreneur, when your thinking is entrepreneur, you always think of making the venture profitable. When you are thinking as entrepreneur, you always think to make something business point of view, profitable point of view. You never waste your time. You never waste your money. You are always concerned about the energy that you are spending. You are always concerned about the electricity that you are spending. You are always concerned about the extra expenses that you are making. So when you are thinking as entrepreneur, you think of cost cutting, you think of utilizing the available resources, you think of making the product in the short time, in the available time, you respect the deadlines. You important the timing, the value of the time. And that's what we always say, that no matter whether you're a teacher or not teacher, whether you're engineer or teacher, you have to be an entrepreneur. Every person has to be an entrepreneur. So they are individuals who take a concept and convert it into reality, a product, whether it's a policy or institution. Whenever you are making a policy, when you are entrepreneur, you think from others' point of view. When you make a policy for student, you think from student point of view. When you make a policy for faculty, you think from faculty point of view. Thinking from others' point of view is thinking entrepreneurial way. You have to start thinking from others' point of view. They become a champion of a new process and are engines to drive. Entrepreneurship occurs in all areas of life, in business, in academic, in government, in NGOs, and many, many, many places. Everyone in every engineering institute and management institute should be an entrepreneur by nature. To start a venture, when you have some idea, great idea, but you don't know how to bring it to the market, you don't know from where to get the money, you don't know how to convert this project to product, you don't know how to bring this product to the market, how to manufacture the product, you don't know how to do accounting, you don't know anything other than the technology that you have developed. That is called startup. A startup venture means a venture with only expertise only in one part and the available resources, no or less knowledge of other resources, no or less knowledge of business. So those startup requires support in the form of business, in the form of business creating the model, in the form of making a business plan, in the form of making accounting, in the form of manufacturing, in the form of digital marketing. All these facilities are available at incubation center. When these facilities are available at the incubation center, we say that that is true incubation center. Otherwise, so with this, otherwise that center is only the cabins or walls and of no use. So government has started this initiative, Startup India, Stand Up India. Presently, there are 300 plus incubation centers in the India, fully supported by development of operational expenses and little capital expenses. 100% supported by government of India. There are many private incubation centers as well. And the startup companies, they start the business over there. Faculty members are allowed to start a business. Medical institute, doctors are allowed to start a business. Doctors are allowed to practice outside. Like that, nowadays the trend is changing, and faculty members are also allowed to start a business jointly with institute, partnering with institute, partnering with the host institute or other institute. And that is called entrepreneur concept. An entrepreneur is an employee who creates a new product, services, and system and doesn't have to be abide by the company's protocol. So even if you are a part of the company, even if you are part of the institute, you can become an entrepreneur, partnering with the institute, and you can start it. The example is Java. Java programming was developed by Patrick and James Gosling and Bill Joy. These three employees were employees of Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem never wanted to start a Java. But these people have some idea to start a new language. They name it to Java. Company was not interested to start this product. Finally, company allowed them to start this new venture by allocating 1 free day per week. And they said that during this daytime, you can work on this product. Finally, they developed this product. Company was also partnered with them because company has given the full salary for during development time. So the company was also the partner and they jointly developed this product Java. But it was the idea of this employees. This was the initiative of these employees. This was the invention, not in terms of money, but the time that was they spent to develop it, that was completely their own time, and they developed this product. And Sun Microsystem got a credit of it. So we in Sardapur Institute of Technology started this. We also partner with our startup companies, and jointly with the faculty members, we have started the company. Because we are employee of the institute, we owe to give something back to the institute. We just can't say that we are getting salary, so we are giving everything to the same. Yes, that is the minimum thing that we are getting, and that is the minimum thing that we are giving it back to the institute. We have to get maximum thing from both the sides. So how to make this give and take relationship to the maximum extent is the only idea to start this incubation center. Get the maximum thing from the institute, give it maximum thing to the institute. Presently, we are taking minimum. Is there anybody sitting here tell me that I'm getting maximum salary from this college? Nobody in the entire India. No one saying that I'm getting maximum that what I deserve. Everybody say that whatever I'm getting is very, very less. So if you want to get maximum thing in your life, the best way to enter into the startup culture, startup business, jointly with the student, jointly with the institute. We'll have so many questions in that if you are really serious to know about it. I don't say that you have to immediately start it from tomorrow onwards, but you have to keep this in mind. And whenever the opportunity comes, you should start it. The example that I'll be sharing you afterwards, that will encourage you to start at least sometimes in your life. So we say the startup is a new or small company. Mostly they are based on technology-based business. But we also say that even if it's a technology-driven, no problem, because there are many products which are sold on the basis using a web solution and they are doing good. So the product selling to many people rather than doing custom work for individual client is a startup company. Startup company will develop a product which will be used for many people, and consulting job is only for individual client where we develop a consulting job and give it to the service to the particular person. So when you make it open for everybody, that is, we call it product, generalized product. It must build a prototype that gives one an idea of what their product will do. So first we have to develop a prototype. The prototype we have to convert to the product. The product we have to convert to the finished product so that we can take it to the market. Every stage, either you do it or you get it done from someone outside. People are there to support you. People are there to help you out. And you'll not come to know by sitting at home. You have to start moving out. You have to enter into the ecosystem. You have to ask the people. You have to connect the people, and slowly, you'll come to know. You cannot learn swimming sitting at home. You have to enter the swimming pool. So I'm going to tell you two things. Swimming is not a risky business. Is swimming risky? I want to ask this question to the audience before I continue. Normally, if nobody answers the question, then I answer all those who are organizing this problem. So Srihari has organized this, Professor Srihari. So if nobody answers, I'll ask this question to Srihari, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Swimming is not risky, sir.
Swimming is not risky. Great. You didn't allow others to answer. No problem. So I'll have to ask another question to others. We think that swimming is not risky. Swimming pool is risky or not for others? Is swimming pool risky? Srihari, sir, nobody is answering. I think they have decided that you are representing them.
Yes, sir.
Swimming pool is risky or not? 10-foot swimming pool, risky or not risky? Entering into the 10-foot swimming pool is risky or not risky?
Yeah, it might be risky sometimes. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Someone is
Hello.
answering, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, it is risky for those who are not knowing about swimming.
Yes. You ask this question to those who are expert in swimming, they will say that it is never risky. You ask this question to the person who doesn't know swimming, will say that it is risky. So risk is where? Not in swimming pool. The risk is in the knowledge. So those who are expert, they say it is not risky. Those who don't have knowledge of swimming, they say that it is risky. So swimming pool is not risky. What is the risk here is the knowledge. So first you have to become a knowledgeable. So doing business is risky or not risky? Definitely not risky. The knowledge of doing the business is problem. So if someone has a proper knowledge, how to get a knowledge? Unless you enter the swimming pool, you don't learn swimming. So unless you do the business, you don't learn business. So initially, you have to do experiments. You have to have courage to do that. You should have motivation to do that. If you do that, then only slowly you will learn about it. I did in my life, but I failed. But I know that one day I'll recover all my loss and definitely I'll be successful. Because I wanted to try, I tried, but I failed. But I'll give another examples where people have failed, but they are succeeded afterwards. Example is in our college, the student from IIT, they wanted to develop one company. One wanted to develop one product. The name of the company is Scholar. So they were interested to develop a product for K-12 business. K-12 means kindergarten to 12th class. So they develop a product for basically for 10th and 12th student. 10th, 11th, 12th student. The product was something very interesting that suppose if you are studying and you come across any problem, mathematical subject. First they started with maths. You are studying the mathematics subject and you're not able to solve the problem. This is the any student, 10th class, 11th class, 12th class. And the solution is not known. So what is supposed to do? The student is supposed to scan the image of the question and send it to the app. The app will convert that image to text. Now, using natural language processing, it will find a solution. Using artificial intelligence, the solution will be calculated and the solution will be sent back to the students on the mobile. This app was working perfectly. They started developing this app. So I had an interaction with them many number of times, but they are very firm about their idea. They were not getting diverted. I was telling them that this app has no business sense. I was telling them many ways to do the business, but they were very confident about their idea only, and they never wanted to get diverted with other ideas. So they said that first let us try this. After that we'll see other. So first funding that they got is about 2.5 crores of rupees from one businessman. He invested 2.5 crores of rupees. So these people expanded their team. Initially there were only 4 people. They increased to 40 people. The 40 people were there on the payroll. They started developing some app, and they started marketing also. In first year, the product was ready. They got an investor in the first year only. So within 1 year, their app was ready, and they started marketing aggressively. And slowly, 50% people were working only on marketing. I was closely associated with those students because they were doing this product in our incubation center. They graduated from IIT and IIM. 4 people, 3 from IIT, 1 from IIM. They started this company. The name of the company is Scholar. They got 10 lakh users logged into this product and they were using this facility for zero cost. Their remuneration was zero. Their asset was only 10 lakh users. Finally, the 2.5 crore rupees was exhausted. They got some funding from incubation center. We also added some money to them, but they could not run the business. Finally, the business collapsed, closed down. All went back to home. Over. Story is not over. Company got closed. Now you tell me, in this situation, what should they could have done? I told you the half part of the story. Only last part is remaining. They failed. The product was accepted by student. The people were happy to use it, but there was no business. Now you think that they should have started charging some money? Yes, no, can't say, or don't want to say. 4 options. Yes, no,
Yes, yes, sir.
say, I don't know. Huh? They should have started. If they started calling for asking the money, then probably 10% people would have paid it, remaining all wouldn't have paid it. India, because they made a wrong concept in the beginning, are giving the service free of charge. And people, if they're habitual for not paying, they will never pay it. Once they get a free of charge, they'll pay it free of charge. So if they had charged, yes, charging is not a bad idea, but then it's a big question mark whether they would have continued or not continued, what would happen. So they could have tried for that by asking for the little payment. What else? They tried to do so many things. They tried to do feedback from the customer, and they finally came to the conclusion that that was their analysis, that there's no point charging because kids will not pay. And due to this situation, current situation, nowadays people are only paying free of charge. Finally, their app was, but they have potential to develop it. Now, this team was very strong. The team, they have worked for 2.5 years. The team was very strong and they have 10 lakh customers. Finally, the app was purchased by Baiju. Baiju acquired this entire company. Baiju acquired this entire company. All the employees were reinstated by the company, Baiju. And now Baiju has started the new division in Bangalore. And all these people are employed over there with good salary package. Baiju purchased this product. Now there are so many questions. First, what is the deal that closed down? The deal was for 20 crores of rupees. Baiju purchased this company for paying 20 crores of rupees. Who has taken this 20 crores of rupees? 4 founders. Every one of them got 5 crores of rupees. The business which was closed down, the business which was giving no business or profit, has fetched 20 crores of rupees. And now everybody is working in Baiju. Now the question is why Baiju has purchased this, and what the Baiju will benefit it. How the Baiju will benefit it. If you take the average product of Baiju, the cost of the product is 20,000 rupees. Baiju has a good marketing strategy. Baiju reaching to that 11th and 12th student and charging 20,000 rupees per subject. Are you aware about it? Have seen Baiju's product?
Yes,
Anybody
yes,
has seen Baiju? The product is well accepted by the student. See, there's no question of good or bad. What is important is it is accepted by the student. So students are happy with that. And they got good number of customers. Now IPL is financially supported by Baiju. So Baiju has that bandwidth to spend money and get converted into a profitable venture. Now, why Baiju? What Baiju got this idea? Baiju could also have developed this idea. They are not difficult for them to develop this, but Baiju was also looking at the good people. Getting a qualified staff is also a big issue. Getting a staff, getting a talented people is a big issue in a good company. Getting engineer is not a problem. Getting a talented engineer is a problem. Devoted, dedicated engineer is a problem. So Baiju has realized that there is a team, knowledgeable team, who has already developed it, dedicated team. Why not to use this skill? So the Baiju acquired all these people by paying the good salary. One thing. Second, Baiju knew that out of these 10 lakh customers, Baiju can easily convert at least 1 lakh customer to their for existing product. So just imagine 1 lakh multiplied by 20,000 is more than 200 crores. So Baiju can fetch good business if Baidu is successful to convert these 10 lakh customers to buy Baiju's product. Because initially he'll continue to give the free service and slowly he will follow Geo model where we will start charging. 20 crores may be a big thing for Scholar company, maybe a very big thing for us, but not at all big thing for Baidu. So Baidu knew that this 10 lakh customer to convert this to 1 lakh customer is easy compared to finding out new 1 lakh customer. And that's why, and got at the same time, Baidu got the skilled staff, the already trained staff, already new staff. That is most important thing. Third important point. There's a possibility that in future, this Scholar team can come up with a new idea, can even compete with what Baidu is doing right now, because these people are talented people. So there are the market, people always try to dominate the market by eating the small business. Flipkart, when they started, they were doing good business. After that, they started investing a lot of money and they were actually running the business in losses. They never mind because going the business in loss because they were expanding in horizontally in a higher, wider, larger speed because they're entering into the every business and they wanted to capture the big market. So this big fish in the market is a more important. Customer segment is the asset. Number of customers is the asset than the money that they're giving. Because finally, Flipkart is purchased by Walmart and Walmart has taken this. For Walmart, this is not a big thing, very small thing. So there is always someone to buy your product provided you're doing good service. Even if you don't do good business, even if you just try it, there is someone who can buy it and expand your own business. So I always say that study somebody's business, find out something what is lacking there and try to implement that part in your business. There's a possibility that that company will acquire you. The another example is PhonePe. Paytm came first or PhonePe came first? Cherry, nobody's answering.
Yes, sir. Paytm come first.
Paytm or PhonePe?
Paytm, sir.
Paytm. What is the difference between PhonePe and Paytm?
Yeah, I don't know really, sir.
No difference. That's why I don't know. There's no difference. Absolutely no difference. That is a payment gateway. Okay, technology may be different, but for user point of view, there is no difference. The look is not important for us. Technology may be different. They must be using some different technology. Patenting is possible for different technology. But application is same. But PhonePe is doing good now. Paytm is also doing good. Paytm is leading, but PhonePe is also doing good. I'll show you one slide. PhonePe fact sheet. PhonePe was founded in December 2015. Founders Samir Nigam, Rahul Chari, and Barsin Engineer. Got acquired by Flipkart in 2016. They started in 2015. Acquired in 2016 by Flipkart. How much Flipkart paid for that? $500 million. $500 million means 30,000 crores rupees. 35,000 crores rupees. Into PhonePe and over several tranches. Means step by step, not at a time. But this money was sufficient to run the business. The money was sufficient to pay the salary. PhonePe processed 225 million transactions. 1 million matlab 10 lakhs. So 20 to 50 transactions in February and claims to be doubling its volume every 3 months. Monthly active users are 50 million. PhonePe offers UPI-based payment in partnership with Yes Bank. Okay, $500 million. And today, the valuation of the PhonePe is 35,000 crores of rupees. 35,000 crores, yes. 35,000 crores of rupees. $5.5 billion, yes. 35,000 crores of rupees. Now, I am telling you, if you give this project to the student, they can easily develop the any payment gateway. It's not a very big thing. Big thing what was with PhonePe was it was acquired by Flipkart. Now the question is why Flipkart acquired it for paying $500 million. Flipkart acquired this for paying $500 million because the Flipkart's USP, unique selling point, was cash on delivery. Cash on delivery was not the model developed by any other e-commerce business anywhere in the world. Flipkart was the first company. So in India, it was very popular because nobody wanted to pay in advance. So everybody wanted to see the product and make the payment. Cash on delivery was a headache for Flipkart, although it was very attractive in the beginning to start a business, but it was a very headache for the people because collecting the cash in the metro cities was a very, very big, risky work. And they used to maintain the van, they used to maintain the security people, and they used to maintain a very big team to handle this cash every day, daily basis. And daily basis and 3 morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift. So it was becoming difficult and difficult and difficult. And the business was growing in fastest speed, and this cash collection was also becoming a headache. They had to increase the staff. So if you think point of view that the expenses that they have to make to maintain this cash was more than the amount that they are paid to buy this product, because this will be useful for a longer run, and they have to pay the salaries and they have to maintain the staff and the supervisor and so many big team and risk. To avoid this, they enter into this online payment gateway. Now Samir Nigam, Rahul Chari were actually employee of Flipkart. They left the company, they started this company, and then finally Flipkart acquired them. But Flipkart did not acquire 100%. They acquired the license of this by paying the $500 million. Now, Samir Nigam and Rahul Chari, they were students of Sardar Patel Institute of Technology. I have taught them for 4 semesters, and they started the company in our incubation center. But the company did not well. The company was closed. That company was acquired by Flipkart, and they became an employee of Flipkart, and then left the Flipkart company. They started PhonePe, and the PhonePe was acquired by them. So when they started PhonePe, that was not their idea. That was copied idea from Paytm. But they understood that Flipkart wanted this business. They have seen the problem of Flipkart. That's why they started this, and they immediately sold it to the Flipkart. That's why they are the smart ones. So instead of totally doing new things, if you ask your student to do the existing thing in a different way, better way, there's a possibility that you can also do the parallel better business, or somebody will acquire it and we can sell the technology. Either you sell the product or you sell the technology. And if you want to sell anything, you have to commercialize it. And before you commercialize it, you have to patent it. Once you patent it, it is a patented technology. If it is patented technology, then only somebody will think of buying it. Somebody will start taking interest in it. So we need to commercialize. You have to think from commercialized point of view. Every faculty member, whenever you are doing business, whenever you are doing projects, you should think of making innovative by adding some part of it totally new. Because otherwise, you will never be able to make a difference in your approach. Now, this I'll just skip. This is IPR related matter. Okay, there are certain, that I want to explain you, the student startup that we started in our college. There's a group of students who wanted to develop ECG tracker. So they had come with this idea that ECG tracker, they will maintain it on the body part, and the ECG will be captured, and ECG will be maintained and send it to the doctor, and you can ask the doctor to monitor it and prescribe it. But when they developed this project, it was something like this. Now you tell me, who will keep this big part on the body part? Nobody will do this. So their challenge was battery size, power consumption, synchronization of the instruments, refresh rate mismatch. Yes, they have to take the few samples, okay, pass it for further. The next few group of samples, process it further, and there's a mismatch in this communication. The device was not portable. So all those issues they had to face. Finally, they made this challenge, and the product was something like this. This was their final finished product. It was portable ECG tracker, smaller in size, light in weight. It maintained the past record. You can choose the doctor from the options that is available, and doctor can analyze the ECG offline. This is the printed circuit board that they developed, double-sided, and this is enlarged version. So very small size cabinet, and the product is kept here. You can easily carry it by keeping it on the body part. They patented this technology. Now, after that, as usual, the student went on higher studies for USA, and the product left out over there only. But yes, they want to commercialize, they can definitely do that. They still have this technology available with them, and it is patented. So our aim should be to make something new, something which can be patented. Then we can find out to commercialize it. Either someone should do it, or if nobody is interested, we should find out who can do this. They got 5 lakh rupees award for product development fund. Then they applied for other competition where they got 1.5 lakh rupees award. The students always work only for the awards. Anyway, they did not continue further, but this was their patent. They got patented technology. Another group, they developed this mechanical part for low-cost prosthetic knee. They had some new idea to develop this prosthetic knee. They develop it with the help of experts from the outside because they got funding. 5 lakh initial funding they got from Texas Instrument product competition. And then afterward, they got 20 lakh rupees to get incubated this idea at IIM Bangalore. And they were the student, this boy, Gopal, he got 30,000 rupees scholarship per month to convert this project into product. But when it was going on in between, lockdown came and this entire idea being failed. But I repeat again, this idea will never fail. The business may fail. We can find out somebody who can buy this technology and pay the money for it. So we have two options, either to do commercialization, technology commercialization, or to make a product company and sell the product. Startup to sell the product and commercialization to sell the technology. Technology commercialization, product commercialization through startup business. Either you do the startup business or you become a partner and ask someone to do the business. In our college, one faculty member from Sardar Patel College of Engineering started making an online book. His idea was, students don't read the book, so every book he converted into form of notes, presentation format notes. Students like it. And then he developed this mobile app where the book is converted into notes in the form of notes which are easy to understand for the student. And just by paying 200 rupees fees, the student can use that copy of the notes for this entire life. The way we purchase the book and keep that book with us for a long run, like that, once you buy this software copy, it will be your copy, online copy on your mobile for a lifetime. And he has got more than 10,000 customers. Presently, this idea is very well accepted by Government of India, and he got 30 lakh rupees funding. He spent 5 lakh rupees to develop this app, but he got 30 lakh rupees funding for commercialization and bringing to do the business. 30 lakh rupees is not a small amount. Okay, 30 lakhs is not a small amount because his investment is only 5 lakh rupees. And now he can expand the team. He can go to the more people and more number of people can buy it, and this way the business will increase. So I am giving the story of this education related startup. One faculty member from our college has started one app that you have to scan your skin and the app will tell you whether you have disease or not, skin disease, skin Z. He got 10 lakh rupees funding from Government of India to convert this idea into product. So Government of India has lot of schemes to commercialize your idea. You means not only you means your team. The team may include students, team may include faculty, team may include students and faculty, team may include non-teaching staff also. So anybody who has got a strong idea and want to commercialize it, want to convert this into project or product, project to product, Government of India is supporting them. And that support is possible through Incubation Center. Incubation Center has to take this matter to the further. So there are 3 stages of incubation: pre-incubation, incubation, post-incubation. We have all these 3 stages. You already have started pre-incubation. So pre-incubation support means the support to start your registration of your company, support to formation of company. Of course, this support is always from through the discussion, through the meeting, through the networking, through the connection of the people, and through the knowledgeable people. Company formation, you go there, you meet the people, you get the information, you discuss. So there are so many activities going on and the people will support you. Technology support for product development. Yes, laboratory is always there in the campus. So use that laboratory for product development. You means not only you means your team. And to prepare a business model. There are people who are from management school, they support us to make a business model. I support the student to make a business model. I take the session to take a business model. So when you are enter into the incubation phase, then you get lot of support for infrastructure. You get proper office with electricity, free internet, free infrastructure, free copy machine, free parking space, free library, free laboratory. All these information is available for free of charge just by paying a nominal fee. Sometimes this fee is also waived because government of India pays the fees. You get a support for mentoring and training. You always require mentor for business. You require mentor for accounting. You require mentor for marketing. You require mentor for technology. Incubation support has least of mentors, and you can take the advantage of it, and you can get the things done. You'd get a support for a prototype development, exposure to attend meetings, conferences, uh, offline, online, both. Support to get a patent filing, accounting, networking, workshops, various workshops conducted, talent support. We have 200 students working in the incubation center startup companies from the college without paying anything. The students are talented students, young brain, young mind. They are available for learning, and we take the startup company take the advantage of it. Early client acquisition. It is possible that due to through Connect, the student or a startup company get a client to start with, because getting a first client is very, very important. And that is possible through our network. Incubation center has to maintain very good network, has to create the ecosystem where all these sorts of mentors are available. If you see our website, we are least of mentors. We keep calling them, we keep keeping the session, we pay their traveling expenses, and that help our startup company. Seed funding. Seed funding means seeding at the initial stage. Funding at the start. So government of India gives the funding to the incubation center to give it to the startup company. We received 10 crores rupees funding from the government of India, which we cannot utilize it. We have to give it to the startup company. After post incubation is a program for 2 years. After you go out, then you still get a support from the incubation center. So supporting incubation center is always important. Connecting to the incubation center is important. Every faculty member should visit incubation center in our city or nearby cities, should find out what are the startup doing there, and should try to become a part of that ecosystem, should become a mentor in the ecosystem. It's not important that you are responsible for entire technology solution, but even if you contribute little bit, that will be helpful to the startup company. Startup company, if they are funded, they will appreciate your time. There are many schemes to get a funding. Okay, this is I want to stop here because there is no end for this discussion. Now I would like to have a question answer. Now before that, I want to show you this Sardar Patel Technology Business Incubation Center. This is our incubation center, fully furnished. These are cabins. Here is a meeting space. This is one side. Like that, there are total 4 sides. This is one view. Other side, there is another view. Inside the room, it is something like this. Total number of entrepreneurs supported 150 plus. Total number of new ventures supported 80 plus. Number of job creators 1000 plus. Internship opportunity for tech talent 300 plus. Number of technologies developed 60 plus. 2.5 crores rupees already invested. We got funding from, recently I got 10 lakh rupees funding from Small Industrial Development Bank of India, SIDBI, 10 lakh rupees for IoT lab development. The money is still there. I did not utilize it because of this lockdown. 3 years back, we got 50 lakh rupees from SICOM, CSR funding. SIDBI also this year, they gave 10 lakh rupees through SIDBI funding, SICOM funding. So these are startup companies. Okay, successful startup, Work India. Work India was started by our college student. He is Nilesh Dungarwar from our college. They started an online portal for offering white collar job. And valuation of the company as on today is 500 crores. Now they are shifted out from our incubation center to Mumbai city, and from Mumbai city now they are gone to the Bangalore. They have got 100 plus people on payroll. Young boy, very young boy. He has started this business which was already done by the Naukri.com. When he did this business, I was laughing at him. I said, "What are you doing? You're just copying somebody's business." He said, "So what? There's a demand. There's a need." Student from SVT college. But he did in a fantastic job, and he got 2 rounds of funding from Japan, investor from Japan, and that's why they could do good business. This is the other founder of Work India. eatable. The student pass out this year, my B electronics student. He has started this company. We are given 20 lakh rupees funding, but due to lockdown, he couldn't do anything. Probably he'll have to close down his business and he may start some other business. I remember very well. I asked this boy that we are investing 25 lakh rupees business in your product. If you fail to do, what will happen? He said, my product may fail, but my company will never fail. You have invested money in my company. Your money will never get wasted. Product may fail. Products are today it is doing, tomorrow it may not do. So this product was a food tech startup that aims to provide business intelligence solution to restaurants across the country. The menu helps the user to know food better than ever and customize recommendations and easy ordering. It has been there in many companies in Bangalore, very few in Bombay. Bangalore, it is very common culture. But somehow they couldn't do the good business. Probably they may not continue this product, but they will start some other product. This boy did very good job. He was working in company. He was getting good salary, 17,000 rupees per month. He left it and he started his own business. Now he is in UK, handling the business from UK. There are many such examples in our college and in other places also. Well, this is what I wanted to share with you. This time, not only project, but we have to go one step beyond project, either commercialization of technology or commercialization of product. Either you or your team or outsiders. But before that, patent. You have to do patent. Okay, over to you, sir.
Yeah, please stop
Yeah.
sharing so that we can get the full screen.
Okay, Kiran sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me share from my institute also what we are doing.
Okay.
So this year only we have started a pre-incubation center.
Yes.
We also allocated some space for pre-incubation center. Right now we
Okay.
are with us 3 incubators are there.
Okay.
One is from faculty, who is our ex-faculty, and 2 are our alumni.
Okay.
They are with us from this 1st of March, hardly 1 month before they have joined.
Okay.
And we have also trying to have a systematic way to get a patent. The third year mini projects or final year mini projects, we are channelizing them so that we can identify the potential in them so that we can promote them towards the patent. This is what, sir, we have started.
Very good. Very good. It's a
Sir,
good
I
start.
want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Sir, today's
Go ahead.
era, students are more interested or more influenced towards the training and placement. They want placements. So how
Yes.
you handle the situation in your institute? Because you have shown us a lot of success stories.
No, the thing is that what are the success story I shared you, they are less than 10
Okay.
in the last 20 years.
Okay.
Less than 10. So those stories are stories. But the reality is we cannot pull someone to do the business.
Yes.
Our job is to train them, to teach them, and to insert this कीड़ा कि जब तक अपने दिमाग में कीड़ा नहीं जाता धंधे का वो आदमी कुछ नहीं कर सकता. I told you one example. Now I asked that boy that we are spending 25 lakh rupees in your company. What is the guarantee that you'll survive? So he said that my product can fail, but my company will never fail. I will never do. My company will never fail. मतलब मैं कंपनी कभी बंद नहीं करूंगा, मैं जिंदगी भर धंधा करूंगा. ये दिमाग में गया कैसे? This is there in his DNA.
Okay.
Because he has been told from his childhood that he has to do business in his life. He has been trained that if you do business, you'll become owner. If you do job, you'll become servant.
Yes. Yes.
He belongs, I don't want to name the community. He belongs to the business community.
Okay. Okay.
He belongs to one company, a community where business is in their DNA.
Yes.
It does not mean that others cannot do the business. Others can also do the business, but not on the day one, not immediately after graduation. So, if this mindset is created, this entrepreneurial culture is created, then in future, whenever he get a chance, whenever he get an opportunity, he will definitely think of doing the business. Not now. Rahul Chari, I gave the example. His family is not business minded. He developed this Paytm after working 10 years in the company. He worked for 10 years in the company. After that, he came back to the incubation center and started his company. He worked for 2 years. Company was closed down. Was not at all doing well because he has capacity to bear the loss. He could do this, and he has decided that he wants to do the business. His product failed, but company did not fail. He started another company. He started another company. So our aim is not to change their mind. Don't force anybody to do the business. Encourage them to do the business. If they are not doing today, no problem. In one day, they will definitely do the business. Second, the faculty members are permanent employee of this institute. You'll hardly find 1 or 2 faculty leaving this college. And even if they leave the college, they'll go join another college only.
Yes.
Or they'll sit at home. They'll not do anything other than that. So faculty members should become a part of the company. If the students are not able to do, faculty members should continue. So in our college, what we have done, we are pulling the faculty members to the incubation center. What we are doing, we are connecting every faculty member to every startup company. And we are telling that you should have at least 1 meeting per month. And for that, faculty member is very happy because they are learning something from the startup company. So I told them, I trained them how to do the mentoring meeting. I said, don't guide anything. First 2 meetings, you ask them what they are doing. Because of what happened, faculty members started knowing what is happening in their field in the startup company. So now slowly they are adding some value. And now startup company coming and telling us that faculty member has given this idea and we are very happy that our meeting went on very fruitfully. So we have to bring slowly, few faculty members in the incubation center. You have to bring the people from outside to arrange a session. Now you have kept my session. Like that, you keep the session who can do business model, the session who can do patenting, session for accounting, session for digital marketing. What will happen? You will have big network of these people. And if any startup company require help, we can connect them. So your job is the traffic havaldar. If the inquiry comes from this side, you have to divert to the other side.
Okay.
You
Okay.
cannot, you have to just connect the people. So networking should be your prime motive. And don't force anybody to anything.
Okay. Okay, sir. Vikram Patil, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other faculty member would like to interact with Professor Talele? Yeah, don't get impression that he is from the great college and he has done great thing. He is from Walchand College of Engineering.
I
Done,
spent 8 years of my young time life in Sangli and Kolhapur.
yeah. Afterward, he worked in DY Patil, Kasba Bawda.
Yes.
And then moved to Mumbai. So he is one of us only. So don't hesitate to ask anything to him. You can open up his story of successfully starting the TBI and getting grants and all that will definitely help us. So unless you interact, will not fetch more from him. On his own, whatever he has to tell us, he has already told. Now,
Sir,
additional things.
Sir, Vikram Patil, sir, I want to tell you one thing. When I tell you my one success story, there are 9 failure stories with me.
Of course, has to be. That is, I think, very less. Success percentage is only 1%.
Every year, I'm sending 4 to 5 proposals for funding. Every year, one proposal within 2-3 years gets selected. This year, I sent 4 proposals. One for 50 lakhs, one for 40 lakhs, one for 10 crores, one for 10 lakhs. 10 lakh is selected. Other proposal, nobody is bothered also. Nobody has responded. But what I always say, we normally write a research paper. So if your paper is rejected in one conference, we send it to other conference. Like that, I make a proposal. If rejected this year, next time I'll send it to some other government agency. And I ensure that sometimes in future I'll get some money somewhere else. So we have to start sending proposals.
Right. So faculty member has to work on the proposals, think of the idea, and then further things can happen. So maybe this will enlighten and ignite our people to start working in this direction. And in recent time, in coming time, we may have few activities running or happening at our institute. We will keep interacting. We'll definitely bother you maybe interval of 3 months or 4 months so that we'll get new insight and the way ahead, what way we can march ahead. So thank you very much. If any faculty member want to ask anything or interact anything or share something, can share it now. Otherwise,
Want to know how many anybody has filed a patent?
yeah, few people have filed the patents. Maybe some are then in mechanical engineering and in civil department also few people have filed. Yeah, those who have filed the patent, at least now they can speak. Yeah, unmute yourself and speak. Those people are not here.
Okay, no problem. Next step for them is they should find out commercial. They should try to commercialize the product, the patent. Or I can connect them. See, sir, we are starting an innovation council in our college. Innovation gallery. So if
Yeah.
anybody want to commercialize the technology, they can come to our center and they can commercialize it. They can give the technology detail to us. I will connect it to the industry through my network, and we can find out and work out. So innovation gallery I'm setting up in future. Yes, sir. Ganesham, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, we have filed a patent regarding bell making machine. Actually, it is in pipeline. Still, we have not granted it. That is in pipeline. So, my another question is related with that. Related with one of the AC application or the refrigerator application. So, one of the patent is already filed and it has expired. So, it was around 20 years back and it was now expired. And some slight modification will be done. And if that will be patentized, is that eligible for any kind of the grant or something, sir?
Definitely. See, grant has nothing to do with whether the patent is new or old. What kind of grant do you want? You want a grant for filing patent, or you want a grant for converting to patent to product?
The patent to product, sir.
Patent to product, then you have to apply to the DST through incubation space, or you can directly apply to the AICT. You can apply to DST, you can apply to UGC, and you can try for that. You have patented technology. Your institute is autonomous institute. Your institute has a good name. You should apply. See, you should never question this. Sorry, I don't want to discourage you. You should first apply. What will happen worst case? You will never be hanged. You will never be hanged. Remember, either you will
Yes,
get
sir.
it or you will not get it.
Okay. No, only my question was that, sir,
Apply.
that technology. I'm just modifying that technology to improve its efficiency, and it will be. That was my question. Oh, it's okay, sir. I'm happy with your answer.
Modification is invention.
Yes.
Every invention gets patented.
Okay, sir. I
You
will
have
patent
to
it.
do the technology. Apply. Don't waste time. Apply. You'll get it. You may not get it. That's all. What else?
Okay, you can discuss it with Bidwai madam from electronics department or with myself maybe in Thursday or Friday. These kind of the queries from other related things, we are always working on it. So you can discuss with us what is the percentage of innovation and what is the prior art and how much is the change. That can be also worked out.
Okay, sir. I will meet you, sir, on Thursday.
Patil sir is expert in IPR. In fact, I'll be keeping his section in Mumbai section. It is always a knowledge sharing experience. We have to keep listening and get modified, updated our knowledge. So that always happens. So first you should make habit of applying for grant. When the grant comes, you get a lot of boosting. You get boosted to do the work. So just apply. You'll definitely get it once. I just want to tell you, sir, Patil sir.
Yeah.
In DST, there is one scheme that is new generation IDC.
Acha.
The cap is 5 crores rupees.
Okay.
So you can identify one young man who can take this lead, and I will help them because I helped Gandesh sir. He has identified one person, and then I completely build a case for them, and then I develop the application for them. I train him how to answer the question, what question that they can ask. Because when I applied it 10 years back, I got that grant.
Okay.
And after that, whenever I applied to the DST, every day, 3 times I got a grant. First time I got 45 lakhs, second time I got 5 crores, third time I got 10 crores. Because I understood their psychology, what they demand. I
Right.
understood what they require. So in case if identify one person, I can train them from my side and I can make sure that your application will reach to them.
Right. Definitely that can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else would like to interact? Yeah, Professor Khatawkar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, vote of thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Talale sir, thank you very much for giving your valuable time. And Dr. Vikram Patil sir, I thank you also for joining us and giving a contact of such good person which help us to improve in the area of incubation center and entrepreneurship development. I thanks Kanai sir. I also thanks to all the faculties for joining, and I declare we have the session over here. And whenever we require, sir, tell us, sir, we will be in touch with you.
Definitely.
Do one thing.
Yes, sir.
Everybody should switch on the video so that we can have a screenshot of the meeting.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you clicked it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
Click
you.
one more because some people are now switching on.
Okay,
The
okay. I will
camera
take
is-
another one.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.